Good morning.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. It is Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. Mainland Focus is the segment of the Morning Express where we basically open our multiple channels of conversation for you to join in and give us your insights into the stories that have been analyzed earlier in the day during trends in the papers. My name is Sage Babalola. Fuhad Saheed will be joining us for a few minutes to sort of solidify some of the points that he had made earlier whilst we were reviewing the papers. Now, because of the time allotted for this particular segment, we might not be able to give you a chance to speak on every single story, and so because of that we have to pick about 2 or 3 stories, expatiate on these stories, and then give you an opportunity to also contribute to the particular story or give us your own perspective on the selected stories. Well, for Mainland Focus today, we've decided to have a conversation about the crisis that bedevils the oil sector at this time, vis-a-vis the unending queues that we see across different states in the country, and some of the explanations that have been provided by the marketers, by even NNPCL themselves. The papers report quite a lot of development within the oil sector, and some of which might be seen as hope in coming months, and some of which have even created bigger question or an avenue for bigger question or more questions to be asked about what exactly is playing out within the oil sector, especially the downstream oil sector. So for today, our focus is going to be the fuel scarcity, with tankers besieging the depots and petrol shortage actually worsening across states. So we want to have an idea of how bad the situation is in your area. Apparently it varies from state to state. As much as those who reside here in Lagos are complaining bitterly, well, maybe worse is the case for those who are in Kaduna, especially those in the northern region, those in Abuja. They're telling an entirely different story. It's a bitter tale from their end. Is worse in some states than the other. So we want to know how bad the situation is in your area. How much are you actually purchasing the commodity at the filling station? And if you also have an idea of what the black market is like as well, we'll want to get an idea, because I know in Lagos here we have petrol stations that are selling at about 950 naira to a litre, and we have black marketers that are selling as much as 1,200 to 1,400 naira to a litre. Also, what do you make of all the back and forth on subsidy payment? Now, we had a report this morning when questions were being asked about subsidy payment. We had the NNPCL providing some sort of explanation that they're not paying subsidy. What they're paying is a shortfall. When they get the product from the international suppliers, there is a directive from the federal government to halve the price of the product. I'm talking half the price in their sale to marketers, and there is a shortfall, of course, because someone has to cover for the remaining half, and that shortfall is what is being paid for and not necessarily subsidy. It can only be classified as subsidy if the money is being paid to the marketers, but no money is paid to marketers. The money is paid by the federal government to the NNPC to take care of the shortfall from the price that have been halved. That is the price that was gotten originally from the suppliers. And we've seen development that Dangote refinery should start production by October, or supply, basically the supply of PMS by October, because in September we would see an implementation of the directive by the federal government to begin crude sale to Dangote refinery and smaller modular refineries in Naira. So the hope is that this particular initiative will cause the price of PMS, especially the one coming from Dangote, to be cheaper than what we have at this very moment. And then it would surprise you that the NNPCL is declaring profit, one of the highest they've recorded in quite a number of years, about 3.3 trillion naira, in the midst of all of this chaos. Now, how to reconcile all of these factors is what continues to be mind-boggling. So we want to hear your perspective on this back and forth and the new development on the story, and then the timeline for November that has been given by the committee that was set up initially to implement the crude sale in Naira. They say by November we should see Dangote refinery and Port Harcourt refinery increasing their supply of PMS. So as opposed to the August 2024 that was promised to us by Mele Kyari, although he says not to quote him, we might have seen an extension of that deadline to November of 2024. So hopefully by November we see the Port Harcourt refinery now supplying PMS. In addition to Dangote's supply, we might see an increase in supply of the product. So that's what we want want to know. We want to know how bad the situation is when it comes to fuel purchase. We want to know the price. We also want to know your thoughts on all of the new developments within the oil sector that I just explained, and also the timeline for Port Harcourt Refinery and Dangote Refinery to increase supply in the country, which has been now set for November of 2024. Now, the second story we have for you is the dissenting voices or the displeasure that has been expressed by different stakeholders across different sectors in the country, especially opposition parties, regarding the decision of the presidency to purchase for itself a presidential jet amidst the many economic woes of the country. $100 million, that's the price. And we hear that some sort of retrofitting was done to this particular jet, which rough estimate about $50 million. Mind you, the emphasis is on rough estimate. We don't have a specific figure, but it should be something within that range. So about 150 million thereabout is the amount of money that has been expended to that particular purchase. So what do you make of the statement by the opposition where they're saying this is an insensitive thing to do, especially now that you're asking about you? And also, what about the statement from the presidency to justify the purchase of the new jet? We have Bayo Ononuga, who has been very frontline about his defense for the purchase. He says the Boeing that we had before, the one that was purchased under the administration of former President Olusegun Obasanjo, was faulty. We were spending way too much money maintaining that aircraft, and so the best thing to do was to purchase a new one, and it will save us a lot of money on maintenance cost. These are the two stories we have for you this morning. Fuad, good morning again. Thank you for being on standby. Let's hear your final thoughts before we open the phone lines.
All right, Sage. Well, on the back and forth in the offside, if you're going to ask me about what I've been doing, to manage the situation around me when it comes to purchase of FMS, well, I've basically been buying at down the per liter. I'm hoping that again I'm going to try and I take advantage of my relationship with one of the managers of the filling station to see whether I can also get some supply that will take me till the end of the week. Because whatever I bought over the weekend, I'm already looking at every time now you have to put your eye on your fuel gauge.
I don't know if I'm exaggerating, Fuad. I'm so sorry for cutting you off. I don't know if I'm exaggerating, but the fuel kind of burns faster. I don't know if it's me or I don't know.
Well,
it kind of burns faster.
But sharp. It's also a psychological thing.
Probably.
When you buy at this kind of price, you will look at it burning very fast.
I know, right?
There's a way to just, because now you have to put your eye.
Right.
Ask any motorist out there, your eye is on your fuel gauge.
Right.
If I'm not even checking the temperature of your car again, the only thing you look at is your fuel gauge. Because again, you can't be buying at this price and not think that this is burning very fast.
Right.
But again, it is what it is. That's what Nigerians are going through. For those that are desperate to buy at a reasonable price of between 580 to 600 to 650, they have to spend 2-3 hours at the filling station. Whereas you have these guys giving us excuses upon excuses every day for this level of incompetence and failure. The denial of paying subsidy or not again is upon us. I'm sure Nigerians are not stupid. We can always pick these holes, understand what is going on. But again, this is not how to run a nation, if you ask me, my honest opinion. This is not how to run. And I said again, whatever corruption we think existed when subsidy was appropriated for, this opaqueness we have now make it even worse. God knows what is going on. We don't know. And they lie to us consistently to the point where we can't even believe anything that comes out of their mouth again. So we're in that era where we don't even know what we're doing. We wake up every day not knowing what's going to come upon us as a people. Amidst plenty, as a nation blessed by God with all manner of resources, we live in penury. We live in pain. We live in hardship. Look at the reality of Nigeria that you rolled out the other time. The inflation figures, the level of poverty, our debt profile, infrastructure deficit, budget performance index, the level of corruption, just in one country. And so you ask yourself why Nigerians are running out. I think we're in a war situation. As much as you want to be patriotic, you understand that you need to stay back to develop your country. These people we voted for to solve our problem have become a problem that we're now solving. And so while we continue to wait on them to do the right thing to better the loss and lives of Nigerians, they just come up to tell us that look, they don't really care. And that takes me to the next thing, which is about this presidential debt. It's clear as daylight that the president just wanted something more luxurious, and he has gotten it. the Mercedes Benz that the Buhari was using, what was wrong with it? Now he has an Escalade. Remember that recently the vice president was even saying that, oh, the president is a very modest man, they had known him very well. In fact, I think there was one report that said he know him using one wristwatch, and that look, when he went to his body loan house, he discovered that he was not even as beautiful, as luxurious as the one he has in Borno State. And people are saying that, look, the vice president does not know what he's saying. Recently, there is a report that even the president has moved out of body loan. He's now in somewhere more palatial. If you go in there. So, but look, we can continue to say all of these things. Yes, troubling, we understand what the opposition would say, even though there are people that will say that even if they are there, they might even do what? Anyways, but the reality is that, look, from 1999 till date, 25 years of this democracy, Nigerians are waiting. When will the dividends of democracy come? Now that this government seems to be getting all they need, the presidency has gotten all he wants, as you, can they now sit down, do the real work, and better the lives of other Nigerians? Now stop giving excuses. Stop keeping them on hope. Hope is as useless when there are nothing indicating that the thing is coming to light. Like they say, darkness before dawn. Yes, you understand. But you know that some dark tunnels you go into that you may never come out. They are not careful. So we are waiting. Nigerians are waiting. I'm waiting as a patriotic Nigerian to see the government do what they have been saying, what they talk to better the loss of Nigeria. That's what we are saying. May God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much for your perspective. Well, let's hear what people have to say about these stories. Two stories have been brought before you: the crisis within the oil sector and the decision of the presidency to get a presidential jet, one befitting for the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We have the phone lines open for you, 0913-6000410. That's how you call. For WhatsApp and text message, you can reach us via the number 0913-6000430. We're also streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. You can use the live chat option to send your contributions at Mainland 98.3 FM. Facebook is facebook.com/Mainland 98.3 FM. So that's about 4 channels through which you can reach us. Choose the one that best suits you. Let me, as is my usual practice, take the messages that we got earlier in the day. So we just go to fresh ideas about the stories that have been selected for Mainland Focus. We do have on Facebook here Igbira God's Power, who says, good morning Mainland FM, please tell the government that whatever they have done to the Naira for it to exchange at such rate should be reversed. If this is not done, the price of goods and services, foodstuff, transportation will continue to rise. If they are sincere to Nigerians, they should stop the importation of fuel. They should stop paying themselves to the detriment of the citizen and the nation. God's Power from Lagos is the author of this message. We have Veronica Delight, who says, good morning Sage and Fuhad. The Holy Book says, you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. Until our politicians begin to say and do what is truthful, I don't think we'll continue to move forward. God bless Nigeria. Veronica, thank you very much. Veronica is from Berger. Tochukwu Adele Thompson says, good morning. America had to fight a very bloody war to leave Britain. The war was so bloody that France came to their aid in order to win. America has become the greatest power in the world, and you might know that China has become the second great power in the world. Russia has become the third. Where is Nigeria today? I ask that as a rhetorical question. We have gone from bad to worse. How to get out of the mess? There must be a war against the people and the things that stand against us for Nigeria to be great again. To end the hunger protest also triggered by a war. They should be won. Tochukwu Adele Thompson from Obanikoro. I would only expect that you're being metaphorical and you don't mean like a literal war. I just wanted to say that because people can be very funny and misinterpret what you just said. So he means a metaphorical war. He doesn't mean a literal war, please. Tochukwu Adele Thompson still says, just to give you a tale that is the piece of the graveyard described by late MQ Abiola, as the governorship candidate of the MPN in Oyo State in 1979. I might not be able to read this story, sir, but thank you very much. We appreciate it. Hopefully those in the comment section would want to read the story. Then you say here that let me warn the president, as it is he's at it again, in the capacity as cost and management accountant, may I warn that it is not import duty waiver that can reduce food prices. Rather, import waiver would only cause monopoly, especially considering the contribution that the waiver be limited to only those who have already invested in the business, and that it should not be thrown open. President Tinubu should rather look at why the clearing charges paid by importers at the long room of the Nigerian Port Authority. Even the police are paid monies for clearing, and importers pay more clearing charges than import duties on a single Form M or Form A. It is the clearing charges that should be tinkered with more than the import duty, which is price-based and not based on the capacity that the goods occupy in a 4-foot high jute container. For example, normally the clearing charges paid on the same Form M or Form A are lower than any import duty. 𴀍ɪᴏ Thompson from Obanikoro. So most people might not really be able to relate to your contribution because they don't know what you're referring to. But then for those of you who are aware of the 150-day import duty waiver that was granted by the federal government, there are some sort of stringent conditions that have been placed on this. For example, those who are importing rice, it has to be husked rice. So you have to have a functional mill in the country for you to bring it in. And how many importers really have the capacity for that? So they are limiting it, and this might cause a monopoly because there's only a handful of these individuals that have functional mills in the country that can actually bring in this husked rice and process it. So that's what 𴀍ɪᴏ Thompson is trying to bring to our attention. Thank you very much. We have Uche Okoro who says, good morning, Sage and Fuad. I was in a program and we designed at Abuja for 2 weeks. What got my attention is the CEO of AIG saying on the program that Nigeria cannot stop having fuel scarcity and there is nothing we can do to stop it. So the oil sector has a serious problem. All right. John Bennett says, good morning, Sage and Fuad. The way the president is handling this presidential jet issue shows that he's not sensitive to our plight. All right. Finally, we have Onotoye Temitope Michael who says, hello, Milan FM. It's unfortunate and disheartening that at a period that Nigerians are going through serious hardship of hunger and scarcity, that is the time that the president deems it fit to buy a jet and leave the country to Paris in France. To me, his body language does not show any sign of having human feelings or concern for the citizen. Also, I'm just wondering the speed at which the DSS has invited Joe Ajaero for questioning, alleging him of sponsoring terrorists, while as I speak, nothing discreet has come out of the 400 names of sponsored Boko Haram members that was given to the government by the UAE. This to me is as if the government will come out later at the heat of the strike to condemn the act and the step taken by the body. It's unfortunate that what we only have are transitional leaders and not transformational leaders. God bless Nigeria. Temitope Onotoye from Ijagemo. All right. That was a mouthful. Thank you very much for your message. Let's go to the phones, but you can keep dropping your message, and we're streaming Mainland Focus live at facebook.com/Mainland 98.3 FM. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes.
It's Komoko. I greet you. Mr. Fuad is the best journalist of the masses of 2024. But he asked you that the Nigerians are not talking. And all of the answers Nigerians, are you able to ask the question that the fuel subsidy is a scam? I don't know the saying. Is it because of the person is not coming from Soyinka or Dangote? Is it because it's coming from company? I said it as well. Subsidy is a scam that Nigerians are not asking questions to. From Songo to Winners, we have 11 filling stations. Out of 11, 6 have gone because of the polarization that has not be come into fruition. So, are you hearing me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Another one, out of the 11, 6 have gone. In the meantime, that 5, now 3 people have finished now. So, take from Songo Underbridge to Winners. How are suffering? How I was in 3 sessions, 5 hours on that day, and went going to Italy, Lagos Road from Otafam Gate, where I'm back to 850. So today I'm staying at on day for the Shisha because I'm an hour to go about worshiper. So I'm not going to do it. Concerning the church, it's very, very unfortunate that we have 10 days that the president is supposed to repair. He went ahead without consulting the assembly, without consulting to go and protect the new place. That they are going to use $50 to maintain $50 million to maintain yearly. And he's going to park it in Paris airport and he's paying the mortgage. Now, I have come back from one job. One place of guy today, 2007, Casera floor. What start what will they get before? 2007. This actually.
Thank you,
2004. The stone one, 2001. What is happening? I remember the 2 minutes like
it is 2 minutes. You went 2 seconds over. 6000410. Please stick to the 2 minutes that have been allotted, and I need you to be precise, very concise in your analysis, so we're able story to story without necessarily finishing your initial thoughts, we would be confused. So take each story one after the other. 1 minute for each story seems a reasonable thing to do. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, Julius is my name. I live in Shomolu.
Welcome.
In fact, I left my home this morning 6:30 to go and look for fuel. Up till now, I'm still on the queue looking for fuel.
Where precisely?
Very close to you. This filling station at this Obanikoro.
Oh.
Can I mention the name?
No, it's okay, but I just wanted to know the area. Okay, go ahead.
It's okay. Very close to your station at Obanikoro here. Yes, that filling station on the road, Koroduro, close to your station at Obanikoro here.
Right.
You can imagine being on the queue for so long in our nation. I said yesterday, another Fuhad has mentioned it this morning about the one at the Bagada there that moved the queue on Sunday. I said on Sunday, the queue was so long from that Bagada down to Obanikoro. It was even on Sunday, and that is what we are still continue doing in the same country. You know, they have told us that even if the refinery work, the price of the fuel will not come down. That is mean whatever they are doing to us, it is deliberate to reap the dividend of Nigeria to themselves alone and not to meet the needs of the masses. I thought the government should be to the welfare of the people. You can see the president has traveled out of the country, left us for our suffering, not caring about what we are going on, and is the ministers of petroleum. Then why are we doing this thing to ourselves? It is only God that can deliver us, and I pray God will save this country. Thank you very much for the opportunity given unto us to express our concern. Thank you very much. So that's why I greet you. Thank you very much.
Of course. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Morning.
Good morning. I'm Samuel. I'm calling from K2
Okay.
Concerning the issue of petroleum, I've mentioned it yesterday. The point is that our leaders, they are just trading with Nigerians. So we have entered into one chance. There's nothing anybody can do about it. I just want to talk about the issue of presidential jet. Bayo Odonwoga said that they decided to buy another jet for the president because the one they bought during Olusegun regime is consuming much money. Now that the issue of immunity, this government, they have turned propaganda to state policy. So immunity is going to become state policy because they bought this jet through back door, no provision for it, and it's purely illegal. There's no anybody can do about it. The issue is that the Lagos state government is already in the president's pocket. Nigeria treasury is gradually entering his pocket. Nobody can question him. No accountability. You know, those people that are National Assembly are supposed to be sending all this, because they are receiving their 24 million naira per month. What they hear from them is that on your mandate we stand. There's no way they will not stand on Mr. President mandate if 21 million naira is entering your account every month. And then we have the Senate President has told us that we should continue shouting, protesting that they are enjoying themselves. The point is that these people will continue suffering. They are enjoying themselves. Mr. President is out of the country with the new jet. We are languishing, we are still, we are suffering from fuel. These people, they are trading with us. We are going nowhere. Baba Ayobanjo once said that if you vote for this thing, these people will weep. You don't see anybody to beg you. You have entered to that one chance now.
Thank you for calling. We appreciate you. We're going to look at WhatsApp for a little bit, but that'll be after this one phone call. We can check WhatsApp for the messages that we've got in. Hello.
Good morning, Mr. Babalola and Fuhad.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Mr. M쏘ɪᴜᴜ calling from JᴏɪＲ.
Okay.
Yeah, you see, the happenings in Nigeria, I think it's getting out of hand. Bayonanuga and all that, playing roles and all that. I don't want to say much, but let them continue. It's an insult to an unborn Nigerian about this plain issue. Everything Baba Obasanjo did, what are the current president, Tinubu, is doing, countering Babalola Sage left and right. He changed national item because it was the new one that depicts the real thing in Nigeria was during Babalola Sage. Now he came to plain. Let him. Babalola Sage has gone to war front. So let him to go to war front. If the war front is stagnating Nigerians, he doesn't care, and well, let's watch how he goes. Whether Nigeria belongs to his pocket.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, well, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I like this one.
Welcome.
Yes. First of all, let me just talk about the first issue on this issue of petroleum. Availability of petrol. To me, it looks like our president is handling the management of NNPCL with levity. That's the way I look at it. The president is handling the management of NNPCL with levity. Because, you see, this is pure arithmetic. You know the consumption of Nigeria. You have your projection. Just why you are importing, you don't know what the time you should replenish. So that's why I said the president is handling them with levity. And Nigeria continues to say, what is it? Why is it? Look, what is clarity those there? I don't understand. They plant him there. What? It's not for the Mr. President. You know that, a lot of expectation is expected from President Tinubu. And look at what people are saying, especially on what we have in our country. Now I heard that before we had the Dangote close, start production again. I think Babalola said it's October 1, so not August again. Well, we'll continue to wait, like for ourselves. On the issue of purchase of presidential fleet. We should remove sentiment from this issue. Presidential fleet, it has been said several times. The former president has been wasting a lot of money with all the presidential fleet they have. They said it's outdated. So what are we talking about? It's the presidential fleet is part of apparatus for the president, whoever is the president, for it to work. It's not Tinubu's property. So let's remove sentiment about that. The thing is outdated, it needs to be replaced. Have a nice day, Babalola. Thank you.
Thank you for calling. You have a better one. Hello.
Good morning, Mother Sis.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Fine. This is Barrister Peter Oku. I'm calling from London, Maryland.
Welcome.
You have my friend Fuhad.
He's well. Go ahead, sir.
Yes. Mother Sis, my concern about the state of the nation is that the judiciary, because that is my constituency, the judiciary is being bastardized by the present government. I want to state that the last presidential election was completely bastardized. It made no sense of the judiciary because the president Mr. Tinubu did not win that election, and because the judiciary was used to procure the judgment, that is why everything now is garbage in, garbage out. Once the judiciary is not on course, nothing else will ever work because injustice begets injustice again. So unless the electoral system in this country is completely restructured, we are going nowhere. Nigeria will continue to be a laughing stock in the whole world. Every time there is a problem, this one runs out of the country. So we really have to take a serious look at the way judiciary is functioning in this country. you will go and buy justice with millions of naira, and at the end of the day, the people will be the ones to suffer it. So, my prayer for this country is that we get
Thank you for calling.
justice.
Thank you.
Yes, God.
Have a beautiful day. And you too. Thank you. All right, let's look at WhatsApp. We have here, good morning. I really like the radio station. I just discovered it, and since that day, I haven't changed it because of all the programs. Oh, thank you. Welcome on board, Julius Olubumi. So nice to have you join the family. We hope to hear from you soon. Hopefully, you can call into one of the programs. Thank you so much. We have Joshua from Aragu who says, good morning. Sage, I just want to remind you that Mr. Kyari is very powerful, even more than Emefiele. But look at where Emefiele is today. I hope he learns from this matter. Okay. Thank you very much, Joshua from Oregon. There's another message here. Good afternoon to you. Okay. This is not for us. I don't think you wanted to send this to the station, but thank you very much. We have a message here. Good morning. Okay, I already read this on Facebook. Please, I did say last week as well, if you're sending messages, pick one platform and send the message on there. If you send a message on Facebook, you send the same message on YouTube, you send it on WhatsApp, and you send a text message, you will continue to push down the people that actually have new messages to send. So when I read your message on Facebook and then I come to WhatsApp and then I'm struggling to find new messages because you have proliferated the WhatsApp with the very same message, it makes my job difficult. So choose one platform. If you're sending a message, choose Facebook and send the message there. I will read it, I promise you. Or choose WhatsApp or choose text message. Choose one, and please stop proliferating the entire platform with the same message and preventing me from seeing the messages that new people are sending. Please. Thank you so much for your understanding. We have another message here. Good morning, Mainland FM. Honestly, I feel so bad each time I wake up and I remember that there's hardly any hope in the country. The worst is that this government does not send anybody. They decide and conclude within themselves. It shows that they know exactly what they're doing. Sometimes I ask myself if Tinubu and the APC government has a mission to dry out the country. They're acting like the country. Okay, I'll have to skip that part. He said, I'm completely tired of the country. Ra from Satellite Town. All right, thank you very much. Achogba Solomon on WhatsApp says, Fuad, waiting is a great virtue. Nigerians will wait tire. Not only did Tinubu buy the Airbus 330, but also an armored Cadillac. Nigerians, tighten your belt. The economy will get better soon with our policies. They will be protesting while we're eating. They will be making noise. We will buy yachts. They will be hungry and struggling to get fuel, and will be jumping from one nation to the other. We will box the NLC to a corner during minimum wage negotiation and frame their president for no reason. We would increase the salary of the judges by 300%. Kidnapping and insecurity will be on the increase. We will pump money to the office of the First Lady despite it being unconstitutional. Mele Kyari will remain in NNPC doing our bidding forever. The Vice President needs 21 billion mansion to work well. Our take-home running cost is neither 29 nor 21 million monthly. We will suppress protest, I beg your pardon, etc., etc. In summary, your pain does not concern us. Nigerians will never tire. Who bewitched thee? Solomon, thank you very much for your message. We appreciate you. Hopefully this is not the reality that we have to accommodate at this time. Well, another message here from Palumi Lawrence in Lagos says, good morning, Sage and Fuad. The Minister of Petroleum, who is also the President, has jetted out to France on the new presidential jet, which citizens are suffering from hardship or fuel scarcity. What's the President doing about the fuel scarcity? It's saddening that we have leaders who lack empathy. We keep saying the country is broke and that there is a need for citizens to sacrifice. Yet, the leaders live an ostentatious lifestyle. With food inflation at about 39% and headline inflation at about 34%, it's appalling that a presidential jet is what's important to our leaders. I feel sad for the country. Pelumi, thank you for your message. Another one here says, we are told to tighten our belts, yet the one who think their lives are better than every other Nigerian have used 160 million naira to buy cars for themselves. They are also using 21 billion for another house renovation, and now there's an aircraft for the number one citizen, while others are packed at the presidential wing, etc. When other Nigerians trek more than 20 kilometers to and fro work every day and miss the terrible security problems with fuel scarcity caused by the terrible policies of the same first-class citizens. It's okay. The time bomb that they have set will soon... All right. Thank you very much, Steve, from Ijanikin. We appreciate you. We can very much speak to these matters without, using such crude, strong words. All right, please. Please, thank you. We have a message here. Hi, Mainland FM. It is highly insensitive to continue to rub salt in the faces of Nigerians with all of these excessive spending by this administration when the people are so hungry and are suffering. Many a times when calls and text messages come in, I get scared because most times it's about people facing issues and they need help to survive. When a goat is pushed to the wall, one day it will push back. On the crude oil brouhaha, I've said it before that until I see the crude actually being supplied, and Dangote with the other refineries coming out to testify that they actually got crude and fuel has started being refined and filling stations start selling the fuel, that is the only time I will believe. Nigeria is like a home video. A message from Sean on WhatsApp. Let me take this last message, do Facebook for a bit, and it's back to the phones. WhatsApp message says, good morning all. How long will they keep the people in captivity? Initially it was August that the Port Harcourt refinery will work. Now we have a timeline of November. All this delay tactics is to cover up their shady deal in the sector, knowing that the searchlight is on them. This is a message from Fidelis. Fidelis, thank you very much for your message. I'm going to Facebook very briefly. Sunday Daniel II says, it's so painful. I bought fuel in my state, Akwa Ibom, at 900 naira per litre at the filling station. Fuel is consuming all of our money. Sunday, good morning and thank you. We have Joshua Andova who says, good morning, I'm Joshua from Oregon. With all of the things happening around the presidency, I've come to a conclusion that the Emilokon simply means it's his turn to enjoy and there is nothing we will do about it. It's his turn. Sage, can you please explain to me what the president's work stay in France is all about, because I don't know the meaning of work stay. I wouldn't know. Bayo Ononuga or Ajuri Ngalali has not given us any specific information. They just say it's a work stay. Maybe when he gets back he would explain. We have Kabiru Adigbenro who says, good morning Madam Sage and Oga Fuad. It's obvious to me that the government is not ready to work for the people of Nigeria. The president is flying around the newly bought jet while Nigerians are suffering to get fuel at higher prices. God bless my country, Nigeria. Thank you very much. The world says the trajectory that the economy is moving to with the fiscal policy of subsidy removal and monetary policy of floating the naira would only lead the country into more hardship. And now the most corrupt sector in the economy, which is the oil sector, is not even helping matters. How can NNPC continue to move the dates for supply of crude to Dangote and other modular refineries? This only goes to tell us that Dangote and these refineries may never get the crude supply. I will not be surprised if we hear that crude will be supplied to them in 2025 and until then we will grow white hair. I think cutting down on the cost of governance is not in the books of our government, and we can all see why. Thank you very much. It's back to the phone lines. It's Mainland Focus on Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. We're having a conversation about two major stories talking about the latest development within the oil sector. NNPC is declaring profit. We might still see queues linger for a while as there's a problem with supply at this time from the NNPC depots. And then there's something of a good news that by September we would see crude sale in Naira to Dangote and modular refineries, and by October we should start seeing a rollout of petroleum products, or PMS more specifically, to the country. And marketers are hoping, fingers crossed, that they get the commodity at a cheaper price. We're also having a conversation about the purchase of a new presidential jet, one that the president has used on his trip to France on a work stay. And questions are being asked, especially by opposition. Why are you living this ostentatious lifestyle, this lifestyle of luxury, when you have people that can barely feed? They're asking questions about the prioritization abilities of the government. That's me summarizing the two stories that we have today on Mainland Focus. If you'd like to participate, you can call the phone line 0913-6000-410 or send a text message or a WhatsApp message 0913-6000-430. WhatsApp and YouTube, I beg your pardon. We're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, Paul.
All right, welcome. Go ahead. Yes.
At times, if I say now that the president has to travel with aircraft, it's a welcome development. Will you cut me off for saying what I'm saying is very unthinkable?
He is on a work stay to France.
And that's what I'm asking you this question, because when somebody right off inside the government says they have to work,
they are not criticizing. The way they are criticizing is what is wrong, not the criticism.
The president is incompetent. Is he not have work to you?
That's your opinion. If you think it's right,
it's not my opinion.
That's your opinion.
You don't like people to say something against the government.
Are you calling to criticize me, or you're calling to give your opinion?
I'm calling to criticize you and to make my point.
Then make your point then.
So it's not good, and that's why this country will never okay, because the press have collaborated. The press are supposed to be a check to the government. Now the press you have been saying war. Whatever the government says, okay, don't criticize. It's quite unfortunate, and with this, when people are hoping that this is okay, it will never. The same people. You don't change the example of the same people, and you don't change the example of the same problem. Or same people, it's not possible. In the midst of hunger, it's okay, if I answer, we went to France to do what? Working visit. Do you see where we were welcomed by Macron or anybody? You did not ask this question. He went to France to do what? They say it's a working visit. Not a president of a country like that. He must be welcome either by president or other government functionary. Do you see anything like that? They know what we know. No problem. One day, all this will end. Let them control life. Thank you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, my dear.
Good morning, sir. Welcome.
God bless Nigeria. Engineer from Yaba.
Nice to have you, sir.
Concerning the fuel scarcity we are facing now and the state of the nation, saying that I don't see October 1 as good news in the first place, because we have several promises without fulfillment, and we cannot see there is a trust deficit in this situation. October is still far and it's not far. The only thing is that there is this circumstance. Can we help them to their point, their promises? No, it's impossible. Don't let us continue to. And then concerning the presidential changes and work stay, that is not. Where did they find that in the constitution? Work stay in another man's country is not done anywhere. Work stay. Even if he has gone there for his medical treatment, let them say it to Nigerians. If he has gone there to visit Macron for a business, let us understand that the work stay in another man's country. What diplomatic stuff is that on Nigeria? They should stop all this shenanigans. We cannot continue like this. We understand ourselves. If he is sick, we know that he doesn't own his life, and it is a natural thing. But let them be straightforward with Nigeria. We cannot continue in this kind of thing. Because the way they are pushing their narrative is becoming, the hypocrisy and defeat is becoming too many. We can't continue to accommodate it. This is Nigeria for everybody. And some people saying that he didn't win the election. He won the election fair and square. And I participated in that election. Because we don't know how to play politics. The party divided itself into four, and you are facing only one or incumbency that is already in power. You say you can win the election. You cannot win the election. Learn how to play politics. When you have an opposition, face the opposition collectively, not decisively. That is just the situation. You won that election fair. So I'm not a fan.
Thank you for calling. Let's not politicize the conversation. Hello.
Hello?
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah. Ḥ speaking from Surulere.
All right, welcome. Go ahead.
You can hear what I think the fifth last caller. I don't know what is happening. If the man, the Baba that bought a plane, he didn't buy it for himself. Do they want our president to die?
Why are they complaining? Nigeria has money. Nigeria is the richest country.
Amy, don't you think that's a tad bit exaggerated when you say, don't you want the president to die? Don't you think that's like a straw man argument? Like you're completely derailing.
No, why I said that is because the man in Iran, the president of Iran, died as a result of the 40 thing. And we don't want that for our president. And they are saying this is a legitimate president. We voted him. We. If others did not vote him, we voted him. So they should stop complaining about this man. He has done a lot of things. He gave us a Southeast Development Commission. He gave us students' loan. Lagos Calabar, Sokoto Badagry. This SPC government did the second Niger bridge. They are not, and he's trying to do a lot of this. Like, please, we are the ones that voted him. They should allow him to work. They should not be putting safety into things. They said he read. He did not read. Even if he tried to read. But he could not because of beavers. He was coming second. In Katsina, he came second. In Kano, he came second. Even in Lagos, he did not win. So why they choosing calling his government illegitimate? It's wrong. They should let this man be, and as he's doing things little by little, trying to bring the infrastructure, train, everything. They should wait. Look at the East-West Road. East-West Road. He's doing the East-West Road now.
Thank you for
that East-West Road has been placed.
Thank you for calling. Please, when you get the prompt, I'll need you to round off your thoughts so we don't have to cut you off abruptly. And like I said, I'll prefer that we not politicize this conversation. This is not about the legitimacy of the last election. It's been a year. Let's rest it. It's been a year. Let's move on from that. The court has given its judgment. We understand that he is the president. There's nothing anybody can do about that. That's not an argument at all. We're talking performance. We're not talking the legitimacy of his presidency, or that's not the concern. Okay, we moved on from that and we've accepted that reality. The conversation is around performance, and we're speaking about performance within the oil sector and decisions that have been made by this administration. That is what we're talking about. So please, let's stick to the story. And as regards to allowing people to speak their mind, by all means, you have every opportunity to speak your mind, but then there are guidelines that sort of tailor or protect the conversation that we can have on a public platform. If you're in your living room talking to your friends, if you're on the street gisting with your friends, you can use whatever language you so please. But the minute you're choosing to speak on a media platform, on a public platform, on radio, where millions of people are listening to you, you will have to abide by the guidelines that sort of protect the kind of conversations we can have on radio. And it is my duty to make sure that you follow those guidelines. If that make you uncomfortable, there's nothing I can do about it. So if you're choosing to pick up your phone and call into a radio station, you have to follow the rules and regulation that guide conversation on the radio station. If you don't want to do that, send a text message so we can edit it when we're reading it out for you. All right, so let's pause for a bit and do Facebook. I'll come back to the phone in a bit. We have on Facebook here, Benjamin Isse says, good morning, Sage and Fuad. President Tinubu, as a Minister of Petroleum, cannot tell Nigerians he's unaware of the suffering that Nigerians are passing through as far as the oil sector is concerned. It is becoming clearer by the day that we have a government that hardly cares for the people. All the NNPCL officials, from the Ministry of Petroleum to even the CEO Mile Kyari and others, they keep lying to Nigerians about the oil sector. One thing is very clear, that everything under the sun has an expiry date. The Senate President told Nigerians that they haven't bought President's aircraft, but when the time comes, they will consider it. Today, the truth is out on its own. Even the Chinese government and the Ogun State issue, Nigeria can now see clearly that we have deceptive leaders. Benjamin from Shogunle, thank you very much. Sam Derek Mason says, good morning, dear Sage and my boss Fuad. Thank you for the good job. Sam, thank you very much also for choosing Mainland FM. We have Christopher F. Young who says, good morning, Sister Sage and Fuad. God bless you guys in the studio. I just want to ask this question, and my question is, can Nigeria work again, or is there any hope for Nigeria? How did we get here, and who will deliver us? I cannot understand why Bode George said if Tinubu wins the election, he will relocate to Ghana. Well, may God bless Nigeria, my country. Amen. Thank you. Patrick Obiazo sends a message and says, I kept wondering what parameters was used by some panel of judges that included the former head of Nigeria to pass a vote of confidence on those that have taken Nigeria to 100 years backwards. I want to believe that vote of confidence was rigged. All right, thank you. James Ogbonna says, Sage and distinguished Fuhad, I greet you meritoriously. I wish Mr. Fuhad would have got into the studio before you read my message. Sage, if your station declares profit, I'll believe the figures you guys put out, because you see that profit declared yesterday by the NNPCL is hard to believe. NNPCL has a lot of questions to answer. Sage, I'm aware that Mr. President has approved a certain amount from the NNPCL to be paid as petrol subsidy. I want to ask if the money is from the profit they declared, because I was hearing them talk about dividends to their shareholders as well. I thought they are denying that subsidy is gone. Please, the NNPC should transform to PCL and sell shares to us. I want to buy. James Ogbonna from Oshodi. All right then. Thank you very much. Basil Chika on Facebook says, if President Tinubu needs a new aircraft, what stops him from selling off the ones he condemned that was bought under Obasanjo to save costs? Secondly, who approved the purchase, or is Bayo Onanuga telling us that this government has jettisoned due process in the procurement? Everything they are doing, I'm sorry, I had to take out part. Everything they're doing is annoying and a slap on the faces of the suffering Nigerians. On the refineries, August is here and is almost gone, and there's no sign of politicians who keep siphoning the monies. Chika Bende from Trade Fair sent that particular one. Onotoye Temitokwe Michael still on Facebook says, hello Midnight FM, it's unfortunate that Nigerians are now being dribbled by the government under a democratic rule. How can the government be telling the citizens that subsidy is not back, but what they are paying is shortfall in the price of the commodity? The trust deficit and corruption of this administration is beyond measure. How can NNPC tell us that there's enough commodity, yet the NNPC filling station itself does not even have supply? In my area at Ijagemo, private marketers are selling between 950 to 1,000, while at the black market is 1,500. As if that was not enough, Kyari keeps going back and forth on when the Port Harcourt refinery will begin operation. My advice to the president is to sell off the refineries and lay off the workers rather than encourage corruption that is going on in the sector. And on the purchase of the new presidential jet, I'm not surprised, because the set of leaders in government are not after making life comfortable for the citizens. Let them continue to live a luxurious lifestyle and watch the citizens as they suffer. What I know is that we will all reap what we have sown. All right, thank you very much, Temitokwe Onotoye. Let's do calls for now, and in about 5 minutes we'll just round things off with WhatsApp messages. Hello.
Yes, good morning to you, Babalola.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Prince White, calling you from Amuwodofu.
Welcome.
You see, number one, are you hearing me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. You see, the Mr. Jet by Mr. President, for me, it's welcome by me. The old one, this is show it off. When you're driving a vehicle and giving a problem, happening to today, changing the thyroid, changing this is sell it off and buy new one. But what I'm after is because when you say you go before business, they are making money out of this. Look at our refinery. How many have been spending billion to repair? Up to this, it's not working. So by buying new one, it's acceptable by me. Now, Mr. President is ready to start Nigeria now. We go to what we want. And when NNPC we are talking about, the NNPC, we should look at our box. Because this is they are bringing to Nigeria today by NNPC. Those buyer, they may be taking it out of Nigeria. So our custom, our immigration officer, they should be vigilant about it. Because when you sample the amount they sold in other countries like Cameroon, other neighboring countries, the amount of sweat in the boat is higher than Nigeria. So those will be taking it to those countries. And finally, Mr. President, what are your great enemy today? It's waiting on the NNPC. They are not ready to stop Nigeria. As they are not ready to stop Nigeria, they are not ready to assist you for the government. Okay.
Thank you.
This is what I'm saying. This one is my direct speech.
Thank you for calling. Good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Please turn down the volume on your radio, please. Turn down the volume. Thank you. Please turn down the volume on your radio, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Mr. Michael. I'm calling from Ogba.
All right.
I want to thank your crew for the good job you are doing. But having said that, Mr. Fuad, I so much respected him with his analysis. But at the same time, the station of Nigeria, I've never seen where a journalist, an international journalist like Mr. Fuad, when we are giving the analysis of what is happening in Nigeria, at the end of the day, you end it with laugh. You begin to laugh, and on the national radio, but you are trying to tell the world that what is happening in Nigeria, that is what you are giving the analyst. But at the end of the day, you laugh. That laugh has destroyed, me personally, that laugh has destroyed. I didn't take anything, all those analysts, I did not accept it again. Because Nigeria's situation is not a situation that we're supposed to laugh. If you go to outside Lagos and go to Babalola Express Road, you see how people are walking, trekking from Makoro to Beka. Because of what? Because of fuel. What is the problem with this country? What is the problem with the leaders of this country? What is the problem? Look at the people that have been, go back and think of those people that have been fighting the freedom of this country since decades. I'm approaching 60 years now. And one have gone. Other people have gone. Nigeria did not change. Why is it like that? Here, their money is more stronger than Nigeria own. Not to talk of Ghana, not to talk of other countries. Why is it? What is happening? What is the cause in this country? What is the cause that we cannot hold ourselves tight?
Thank you.
We cannot provide food for ourselves.
Thank you.
Why is it like that?
Thank you. Fuad,
all right.
Why are you laughing? Fuad.
Well, I understand the frustration of the last caller. I understand how pain he is about the situation of the country. And I need to assure him that we understand the pains of Nigerians, but sometimes we have to relieve ourselves a bit of the pain. We have to make some of these things mild. Sometimes if you have to go, like you always say, I don't know, say you have to help me to translate that to English. But again, we understand the pain, and sometimes we just have to make some of these things light. We just have to continue to encourage ourselves. If you look at the passion at which we address some of these issues, you understand that we don't take it with levity. We are not joking about it. But again, what can we do? We can't continue to just wake up every day to deal with these things and then not find a way to make ourselves happy in between all of the sufferings and challenges we have. So we understand your pain, we understand the frustration, but again, sometimes we have to make ourselves happy.
I actually think it's unfair to expect us to every single morning of our life
wake up
chest these issues without finding an outlet. Do you want us to go crazy? Every single morning we have to do this. It's hard. Okay, the least we can do is laugh a little bit.
The emotional, the mental intelligence it requires is unimaginable if you're on this desk. But thank you for that.
And you are still laughing, Fuad.
I have to.
Swallow that laugh.
You were going to laugh when he was making the submission. But let's just laugh through the periods, please. While we take it serious, we just have to find a way to.
Well, I was just going to wrap this off with WhatsApp messages because we have about 5 minutes yet. So we have quite a number of messages here. We have Good Morning Mainland FM. This is Bolaji texting from Ijoko. Let me present Mr. President to you on a lighter note. He presides over a family of many wives and children. He always provides them with a pot of soup daily, but discovers that the soup has not been sufficient for the family. And due to this, the younger one is the most favored wife. Okay, he goes on ahead to tell a story. I'm sorry, but we're out of time. I really would love to read this story, but I can't. But thank you for your message. We have Good Morning Sage and Fuad. When we keep emphasizing on the unending crisis in the oil sector, we also want to understand that there's no sector of the economy that's even working presently. For your information, all of these are products of leadership failure. All of these things are deliberate and well calculated. At inauguration, he said fuel subsidy is gone, followed by the devaluation of the country's currency. just to please the IMF and their masters. Impoverishment of the people have become a weapon in their hands. What is happening today is a fallout of this high power conspiracy. That's why you see the president buying jets and paying subsidies secretly without any budgetary provision. God is watching. Victor Aloy from Ikeja sent that one. We have here, okay, good morning, Mainland FM. With all of these fuel scarcity crisis, where is the Minister of Petroleum? Did we not have a Minister of Petroleum in this administration? As for the new presidential aircraft, this country is allegedly broke. We can't pay more than 70,000 minimum wage, yet we have money in millions of dollars to buy a new aircraft. If the Iranian president and Malawi vice president died from an air crash due to an old plane... Okay, Emeka Moses from Lagos. Thank you.
People are saying, the one president to die, I think was going to be problem. In the presidential air fleet, we have 6 aircraft, Sage, not 1. And what we are saying, Sage, is that look, we need to read the room, feel the pulse of the nation. If the government is saying, things are tough, tighten your belt, it's time to manage, we have a bankrupt government, there's no money. Sage, can't the president say, you know what? I'm going to buy a new plane. I'm going to talk to Air Peace, who has the capacity to fly into any part of the world, to take me around the world on official assignment until when we can resolve our economic crisis, and then we're brilliant enough to buy a new aircraft. Sage, there are countries more powerful, more buoyant, more economically endowed than Nigeria, whose leaders fly on commercial aircrafts. They don't have presidential fleet. So it's just what we're saying. Where is the sacrifice from our leaders? The same sacrifice they're demanding from us. Where is their own sacrifice? They get everything they want. Okay, what about the Escalade? If the presidential aircraft is unserviceable and he needs to buy one to do his job, what about the vehicles Buhari used? What is wrong with them to have warranted the need to buy a new Cadillac Escalade 2024, Sage? Is that
what happened to all of the old vehicles?
Are the vehicles faulty too?
No, I mean, do they sell them or do they just keep them in a garage?
I don't know. Because I knew that, look, the best is Benz that Buhari was using, solid. So if, let's, assume that the aircraft is unserviceable, he needs to buy a new one. What about the president's vehicle that he just bought?
They have different taste.
Okay, so it's about taste. And that's what we're saying. But now that he has gotten what he wants in terms of his taste, we want him to now deliver for the people.
Okay. Well, he just bought it. So let's give him some time to... Don't swallow that laugh like this. Don't even let it come out.
But again, he wants luxury. He's gotten it. Nigerians also need luxury. All the basic things of life. We don't even want the luxury. We just want quality healthcare, affordable quality healthcare. We want quality education. We want good infrastructure. We want an enabling environment to thrive. We don't want rice. Government tokenism is not what we want. We're not beggars. Like Fuhad Babalola said, Nigerians can't be reduced to beggars.
Well, this is all the contribution we can take for today. I apologize. We can't take any more calls or read any more messages, but we appreciate your messages. And thankfully, this is not where the conversation ends. On social media, you can definitely continue, interact with the messages that are on there. The Situation Room will come up by 4 p.m. today, so you can definitely join in and have a conversation. I'm pretty certain that 𝐴̀kpẹ̀yẹmí will bring up conversations like this one and give you a chance to contribute as well. Well, thank you very much for your submission so far. My name is Sage Babalola Fuad. We appreciate your insight, and trust me, all of your contributions are duly noted and duly appreciated. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we move straight into international conversation. Like I said, as much as we talk national issues, we also want you to have an understanding of what's going on outside the country, because we do have a close relationship with these countries, and many things that happen there has some sort of ripple effect on us as a country. So let's also
from Ukraine. So
yes, and you know that if America sneezes, the whole world catches a cold. So we definitely have to follow what's going on there. We'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. 10 a.m. we have Global View.
You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. At Attention everyone, this is an important message about cholera.
Cholera is a serious disease, but we can stop it together.
Remember to always drink clean, safe water. Boil or treat your water before drinking. Wash your hands with soap and clean water, especially before eating and after using the toilet.
Cook your food thoroughly and eat it while it is hot.
Keep your surroundings clean and dispose of waste properly.